YouTube, hi. Let me know, please, if you can hear me better today. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that the sound was bad throughout. I thought it was just in the beginning of the stream for the whole Gypsy Rose thing. So I felt bummed out about that. That was a bummer. But that gives us another opportunity to discuss it and to paint and draw together. And I love doing that. And if you enjoy that, you can hang out and we're going to talk about Gypsy Rose and that whole circumstance and the new things with it and the old things with it, but not all the things with it, but most of the things. So if that interests you, thank you for being here. I adore you guys so much. It's so good to see you. I always appreciate hanging out with you. You really do light up me life. I hope it's all good for YouTube. I'm just checking that real quick to make sure. Let me know if you guys are in the chat. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope the new year has been so good to you. Let's see. Can you hear me? Let's handle that first. Okay. Let's turn that down. There we go. Okay, cool. Good, good. Hi, thank you for being there. And thank you for helping me out. You guys know I am doing it all right here, right now, okay? So, we were talking about Gypsy Rose, and I just had some feelings on it, and I don't, think it's like the usual, and I just can't, like, again, I can't guess queen this situation. Like, I just don't feel that in my heart, and I'm concerned for Gypsy Rose. Thank you guys for joining me. So awesome to be here with you. I genuinely, like, I really do enjoy it. And yeah, so what's up, turds and nerds, freaks and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame. Welcome to, or welcome back to my channel. I'm genuinely blessed to have you here. Like I said, we're discussing Gypsy Rose and all that. Oh my gosh, are you amazed by this? Thank you. I love it so much. It's Ragged Priest. It's new. Usually I, like before, I would always do the outfit of the day. So I will show you that real quick, but the dress is on point. I appreciate that. It is so cute. Doesn't this just scream Daisy? Like, isn't that just like amazing? Ah, yeah, thank you for the appreciation, though. That's very kind. I really do love it. But, okay, so Gypsy Rose was released not long ago. It's like 4 or 5 days now, okay? And they were basically trying to get attention any way they can, right? They were already planning these stunts at a Chiefs game to get Taylor Swift's attention. And that alone is a little worrisome because it's kind of like, I don't know, do you think Taylor Swift would really notice Gypsy in the crowd and be like, that's Gypsy Rose? You know, I just don't think that would happen. And so it's kind of not practical to believe that you could go to a concert and like get someone's attention. And yeah, there's always that dream and hope and like not going to tell anyone, you know, what to do, but it's just not realistic, right? I would say most people know that they go to a concert to see them, and whether they get an autograph or whatever, that's great, but it's not often that you can pull off this kind of thing, right? So that type of thinking shows that their goals are out of reach a bit, right? Like it's unrealistic. Moving along. So good to see you guys. You're the cutie. Stop it. Y'all are making me blush. But so she wants to get the attention of Taylor Swift. She gets kicked out of her state. Sorry. That's not funny, but it's like, dang, y'all, that was quick. Girl didn't even get a minute to breathe, and they were like, you gotta go, honey. Like, bye-bye. Yeah, it was the Chiefs game. So they kick her out. They were like, you gotta go. We don't want this, right? Who can blame them? This is the rose, by the way. It's in a glass, and I thought that was really symbolic, but it's also broken. So don't forget to hit the like. It's free. Please do all the free stuff. It really does help. Okay, so yeah, the Chiefs game, it didn't happen. And apparently they were like planning the Chiefs game for a while, which is kind of a bummer because I'm sure that they would love to experience life, but there's kind of no normal way at this point for them to experience life without a lot of help and assistance, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, we all been through struggles, and I'll get there. I know that some of this line of thinking is really hard, and it's really, really hard to comprehend, but we have to see them, you know, not only as what they have been through, but what became of that, right? And oftentimes people who go through things are the ones who grow up to do those very same things. But it's like they don't even know, right? Because they're raised in it. They don't know the difference. So it's wild to me. I know it's really hard to think like that, but we have to see, you know, Gypsy as what she went through, and as well as what happened, as well as her mother, what her mother went through, and how was her mother treated? How did she get to that point where she had that Munchausen's and then Munchausen's by proxy, which is what the two had, right? Just a thought. I know it's a rough one, but when I took psych and soc because I went to school for therapy, um, you learn to look at things a lot differently and from all different points of view, and it's tough. But yeah, sometimes my heart would be like, how can you ever forgive somebody? How can you ever let this person go with what they did? But there's some really amazing people out there who can forgive the most heinous things, right? Because God would forgive. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Thank you guys for all the likes. Thank you. I see you like blowing it up, and I so appreciate that. That warms my heart. And honestly, just please know that I don't mean any ill will to Gypsy. I really don't. I just think that my point of view on it is a little different due to my circumstances and my life, and so I wanted to discuss it. So she was offered that job really publicly. You guys know the one where she was like, she could be dancing. And that's another one where it's like, girl, you need to stop and think a minute. Like, please don't just make a choice. Like, Gypsy Rose, if you were to ever see this girl, please take a minute. Like, hold a beat, okay? Don't just jump into a job and be like, I'm a dancer. Because 10 years down the line, you might be like, I wish never did that, right? Like, just because it's fast money doesn't always mean that it's good money, right? Like, you might end up having some more issues. I just don't want them in any triggering circumstances where their circumstance could get worse. And there's so many things right now that it could go that way real quick, right? It's so fickle, her mental health and her sanity and all of this. It needs nourishment and care and a lot of love, because I'm sure it's rough. But then again, this is somebody that's so used to attention. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for blowing up the like. We're talking about the whole Gypsy Rose thing, and we're also making a rose. And I started it yesterday, but the audio quality was being janky. And I don't even know why that was. It's just been like that for me lately. The struggle is real, y'all, but your girl is here. And I was like, I'm just going to discuss it again and paint some more, because that's what we like to do. So, yeah, her mental health is fickle right now. Like, she needs to be really cared for because she's never truly been free. And I know you probably keep hearing that about Gypsy Rose. Sorry, my nose is a little runny. But it's the truth. She's never been free. Like, she's always been under the care of somebody, right? Or under the watch of somebody. Or always, like, it's like being in school. Always told what to do. Always told where to go. Like, somebody's always guiding you or telling you what's next or where to go, what to do, what to wear. But this is not going to happen anymore. Like, this happens no more unless her husband slash, oh, I don't even want to get into that. Unless her husband, is going to really take up all that. I just feel like I don't know if he could handle the amount of care that she might need. That's all, and that's no judgment. Again, we all go through stuff, but this is just a lot different. Oh, yeah, see, I know. That's the thing. It's like, but also, right, I agree. This person on YouTube had stated they saw people saying that she should still be in prison, and it's like, yeah, but also she felt like there was no escape, and that part is really important too. Like, she felt like nobody would believe them. She felt like even if she went to the cops don't have her back, and she was shown that time and time again. And the doctors failed her. Certain people really failed her. And the fact that one of the doctors knew and wrote it down in their notes that this is all fake, oh, sweet heavens. This is the thing. The healthcare system will crack down on somebody with affliction or who's struggling, but the second that somebody is like faking this bullcrap and they know it, you're gonna keep your mouth shut. You're not gonna red flag them. What? Pardon me, huh? What? Like, you knew? They knew? Huh? Huh? That, like, I don't even know what else to say about that. And honestly, I wonder if they were ever, like, they seem like the family that would be on Jerry Springer. And I don't mean that as a slight. It just seems like that's the kind of predicament that this family would end up in. I don't know. So I'm worried about the amount of freedom that Gypsy is about to have, because this moment is kind of like when the Amish go through Rumspringa, how do you say it? Rumspringa? But so that's when the Amish get a chance to experience the real world, right? And they decide whether the real world is for them and whether they'll partake in the what is it, temptations, right? Or all those things. And some Amish go too hard and then they never go back to the Amish life because they rather Rumspringa for the rest of their life, which means partying essentially and like living life how you want, right? So it's like that freedom can be a really wild thing, right? They're gonna need someone to be like, hey, certain things are inappropriate, like posting online about your husband being over 30 years old, like dead A, not gonna joke. Like I felt like I was gonna cringe into a black hole abyss. Like I was like, girl, bleh, don't do this, don't do that, like please. It's okay to be proud, like go off, but mm, like okay, I don't know, maybe some self-respect and like maybe dignity. I don't know. That's too much to ask for. The God forbid. I get it though. I'm sure they're hearing all kinds of things. People are talking all kinds of talk, right? And that must be tough. But at the same time, we cannot forget, you know, they're not some celebrity. They done did what they done did. We can't forget that part, right? I don't know, but at the same time, it all makes sense when you know the whole entire ordeal, why it happened, how it happened, right? So I wonder, again, like I said, this is the type of family that I just would visualize being on Springer. Okay, so obviously Gypsy was raised under awful circumstances. There's no one denying that, right? Her mother was clearly very sick, like very sick. And I really wonder how would things have been different had her mother gotten help? And what did her mother go through? And if it was her mother's mother that did this, then how long has this family curse been going on? And maybe Gypsy could be the one to break the curse, you know? Maybe Gypsy could be the one that doesn't do this horrible thing. And another thing is, yeah, they're going to have a hard time assimilating to society. That's my concern. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Do share, hit that like. It really means a lot. We're just discussing the whole Gypsy Rose thing while painting. It's looking good though, you guys. It's looking really good. I'm so proud of us. Look at us go. Making a masterpiece. I could sell this after. But it has to be done first. And it has to be proper. It looks really good so far. So do let me know. What do you guys think about all this? Have you seen it? Oh, you're a cool person. Y'all are too kind. Something in the water today. That's what I like to see, though. I like when people are kind to one another. You know. I know it seems simple, but it is really, it's nice. Thank you. So I don't know. I just think it's she could just reel it in, right? Like don't just go out there and be like, wow, about your husband and all that, right? Like maybe reel it in a little and just woosah, learn to meditate. I mean, they have to know how to meditate after spending, you know, as long as they did. And this we have to remind ourselves, he wrote her in prison. Like he was searching someone in prison. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like you don't want to meet someone in a place that's not healthy or good, right? And it's only going to lead to an unhealthy relationship. And this could be that moment where it's like, I mean, and there are those rare cases where it pans out and love is love and they heal and they do the right thing after, right? Like I'm sure once in a while. But I don't know. I just really do hope they have a good family around them. Like I know they have family left. And I really do hope that family is like holding them tight and just trying to help them through it because I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I believe anyone who endured these circumstances would be emotionally and mentally stunted. And I'm not, you know, certified. Like, don't take that as like medical advice, right? Like, this is just my opinion saying, listen, y'all, anyone who went through that is going to struggle. Anyone who went through these things, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute for them to, like I said, assimilate, to get to used to what is real life, like what is normal. Who are they? They don't even know who they are. Like they have no idea. They don't know what they like. They don't know where they like to go. They don't know what favorite food they have. They've eaten the same food. That's weird, right? Like how weird is that? That's why, you know, you just got to behave so that you guys can be free and eat ice cream. Because could you imagine living without ice cream? Not seeing the sunlight? The sunlight is so good for you. It recharges. I just couldn't imagine. I would never want to be in that circumstance. Happy New Year. It's so good to see you. Yeah, thank you. I'm definitely trying to start strong, y'all. And I hope that I end it strong too. So I find it all really interesting. This did really bring Munchausen's and Munchausen's by proxy into like the public eye, and it really taught the public a lot about it. And I find that really curious because only certain things come up at certain times. So another thing is that they definitely grew up in the spotlight. Yeah, exactly. Bare feet and outside in the grass. Oh my gosh. I love that. I would miss that more than anything. And I like going to the festivals in the summer where I sell my artwork and stuff. Like, I really enjoy that. I wouldn't want to miss those things. Um, and what I found is odd, like, just as someone who tries not to psychoanalyze others, um, they use a really, like, high baby voice still. And we see this with who? You guys know, I don't even have to say it, but I'll say it. Eugenie Cooney. But listen, they both do this really high baby voice. What is that? What is that? There's a reason for that. They're how do I say that? They're making themselves seem more youthful or innocent or young. That is the best way I can put it and the kindest way I can put it. And I get it, like if it's for like Hawaii and you're dolled up and you're doing like itty bitty cutesy voice, like go off, but they speak like this all the time. Mm, yeah, that's their just red flag, right? That's what I should say. Red flag on the field, okay? People will give them attention. That's why they're still in the spotlight. That's why people are still worrying about them, talking about them, you know. And if that continues to happen, then toxic behaviors will continue to happen, right? They will feel emboldened to act on their impulses, and that's something that they should be learning how to control with their tools, with therapy, with all these things that could really help. Yeah, I feel like they just need to hold on, hold on a moment. There are things that you still gotta learn and you gotta catch up. Like they missed almost what a decade of the real world, and the real world moves so quick already that that's like 100 years time, right? They're like 30 something. That's wild, y'all. That is wild. They're like 31, I think. Oh my gosh. So like I said, don't get it twisted. I don't see her mom as a victim because what she did was horrible. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. It's really, really. There's no excuse for the things that she did, and I cannot comprehend this. And this part's gonna get serious, y'all. So I'm not even giving a trigger warning. Okay, boom. There's your non-trigger warning. I watched this channel that said single mothers are an issue, and y'all know how I feel about that. Pardon me. Okay, that's a very touchy subject to me, obviously, but the percentage is higher of women committing these acts where they have this Munchausen by proxy or her circumstances with their little ones, right? So I guess it is more like the statistics. It does say women would do this more. And I guess, especially lately, there seems to be rampant mental illness and it's just plowing through everyone, right? Like it's plowing through our country. Everyone is dealing with the struggles, right? The struggle is very real and mental illness is serious. And the unfortunate part is like we all care, but no one cares enough to actually change anything because people are too busy running around begging people to understand and like, um, begging people to understand and end the stigma, but there's nothing really done. So it's like, great, awesome. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, but I just, performative activism is what gets under my skin. It's like, it really doesn't take that much to give back. And I promise you, I'm not someone that's going to be like, do this or that. It's not on me to tell you how to live, right? But giving back is easy. Giving back is simple. You could go down the road to the police station, find ways to give back right now. You could go to your local, town, whatever, building and give back. Like, there's so many ways. Go to the Salvation Army, wherever else. Don't do it with the Red Cross. But just saying, there's so many ways to give back, to feed the, less fortunate, to be able to feed those who need it. I don't know. I just don't like performative activism. You guys know that I've done, 5Ks for breast cancer and all kinds of stuff. Leukemia, we did a walk for that. We give back genuinely, and I feel like others should too. And I don't do those things for praise. Honestly, I didn't even tell people that we had done that until like last year. And so, yeah, I just think that giving back is something that should be a given. I don't know. So also I want to consider why is it that so many women snap, right? Like why is it that so many of these mothers are committing these horrific acts? Like I can't fathom, y'all. I genuinely can't fathom. Ugh. So and also were they decent people, right? Because think about this. There's a doggy who bites someone, right? But they're trying to protect their owner. And they weren't trying to do anything wrong. They were being protective, right? Like the doggy didn't do nothing wrong, but there's a doggy who just attacks a child and they both get put down, right? It seems like these two situations are vastly different. That's all I'm saying. And we have to consider that, right? One of these situations is vastly different than the last because we shouldn't treat these circumstances as the same. Thank you guys so much for sharing and hitting the like. Seriously, it makes my heart just want to blow up. And also, another part I wanted to bring up is what about Nick? Okay, this part really gets my heart too. What about Nick? Because Gypsy is free. Gypsy was given that freedom by allowing Nick to take the grunt of this. Nick, too, had mental impairments as well as he wasn't well. Clearly, he was an unwell person. And why do people not bring this up? Why don't they discuss this, right? Because it was her mother. It was her mother, not his. I don't know. So she convinced him to do this, okay? And as I stated before, sometimes people who go through these things then treat others in that manner. And I really pray and hope that she can break that generational curse that's stuck on this family. Ugh. So Gypsy convinced someone who was mentally unwell, not son of mine, to end their mother, and then was fine with sending them down the river. They were like, "Can you do this? I'm in love." And Nick was like, "Yeah, girl, got you." And then does it, and she's like, "I'm getting married to my mother's lookalike." Okay. So it just says a lot to me. Red flag, okay? Gypsy speaks out for the first time in an interview since prison. And this is the one that's the newest one, okay? And we're going to look at that right quick. It says, from ABC News, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is speaking out about her freedom since being released from prison last month after serving time for the ending of Dee Dee. Speaking to Good Morning America in a sit-down interview with Deborah Roberts, which aired on Friday, Gypsy, who was released from the correctional center Thursday, December 28th, to recall the experience of stepping out of the prison walls for the first time. Y'all, I couldn't even imagine. I felt a bit like I was dropped into a different world, and that's exactly what I said. It's like someone leaving high school. They're dropped into this world that is vastly different. They're not prepared for, and they're just swept away in the current. There has to be a way to help these people assimilate into society. There has to be a way to really get them to understand proper social cues and boundaries and what work is and how to do that, There just has to be more help to assimilate and help. So they say I was dropped into a different world because you don't realize how much you've been restricted in prison. Because she was already in a prison. I felt like I was in a black and white world, and now I just stepped into a Technicolor TV. It was amazing. That's an alarming statement. So Gypsy spent nearly 9 years behind bars in her participation of orchestrating the end of her mother, who was found in her home. Dee Dee allegedly did these things to her daughter by convincing her she was sick for years until she realized she wasn't. Dee Dee Blanchard portrayed Gypsy to the public as frail, disabled, a child who suffered multiple illnesses, including, but not limited to, leukemia, muscular dystrophy, subjecting her to a life in a wheelchair and a feeding tube with multiple surgeries. Dear Lord. I mean, I think I would want to dropkick someone too if I had surgeries that I didn't need, I would be really messed up about that. But I still believe that she knew taking the life of someone was wrong. I still believe that fully. She had to have known. She had to, because she said she felt that she should have went to help her mother, but she didn't. So she understood that what was happening wasn't right. We can't forget that. She knows what she did. That happened, right? So based on the assessment from professionals, Gypsy Blanchard was deemed as a victim of her mother's psychological disorder, known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, in which parents seek sympathy through exaggerated or made-up illnesses of their children. During the interview, Gypsy, who is now 32, y'all, looked back at the early transition of her life living with her mother to behind bars. It wasn't much of a difference, and that's just what I'm saying. There's no difference. She went from jail to jail, and now she's in this world that she doesn't know. She doesn't understand. Whew. And she just said it. I'm not a little girl anymore. Yeah, Gypsy, we know. We know, girl. We know. We know. And the thing is that then you shouldn't act as though you are, right? You shouldn't act like a little girl then. You shouldn't want to, I don't know, maybe don't speak in a squeaky baby voice. And if that is just her voice, y'all, on God, my bad, but that's debatable. I think that's debatable. So it goes on to say, like, she knows that she is free, but that person that's back then is not the same me anymore. Distancing yourself. Just saying. I mean, she has to own it. There's no way around that. She has to own that part, right? This is where the painting's at, by the way. Thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. We're just discussing Gypsy Rose and everything that's been going on with that, because the sound was not very good yesterday, and I felt really bad about that. So I wanted to make sure that we had discussed it again with better quality, because you deserve it. And I wanted to paint more with you guys so that we can make this beautiful piece. And I do love hearing what you guys think about this, where your head is at, because I find it really curious. I really do. Hi, thank you for being here. So good to see you guys. I see you popping in over there on YouTube. I see you, darling. I see ya. Okay, so as a result, now they're free, Okay, so she goes, I'm sure we both have a lot of regrets, but I can say is I really did my time, and he's doing his time for his part. There it is. There's Nick finally being brought up. Oh, my lordy. She thinks that he deserves that. She thinks that she deserves freedom, and he deserves... What? Okay. See, that's the thing. We're doing thought experiments here, and I just blew my own mind. Because, like, what? Girl, what? You convinced him? Oh, my. Okay, whatever. We're going to try and move past that, because I'm going to get stuck on that right there. She said, I wish him well on his journey. He's behind bars forever, babe. Behind bars forever. He ain't ever getting out. He don't get a chance of getting out. But she wishes him well on his journey, because he'll be there forever. That, I don't know, I just feel like that is an important part that people should understand. She wants to bring awareness to mental health issues. Is that what you want to do? Is that what she's out here doing, y'all? By saying that her boyfriend is, the best and speaking like that? Is that what she's doing to help mental health? Hi, guys. Hi, Andy. Thank you guys for being here. I see you guys. Thank you for all the hearts and everything. Y'all are really putting in the effort, and it really means a lot. Seriously, I would never ask you guys for anything except for doing all that is free. Honestly, from the bottom of me hearty. So she says, so that the next person that might be in a situation like mine, they don't take the route that I did. I understand that she doesn't get that that's common sense. But that's like, oh girl, come on, man. Come on, man. So she confessed that when she was high and decided, whoa. She also confessed that she was elevated when she decided to take part in the situation. She said that's not an excuse. It's not. I don't blame that, but I don't blame anything. What was Gypsy Rose doing? Wait, she said that she was lifted. What was she lifted on? Because she just said,
when I decided to do this, I was out of my mind, but I don't blame that. But you are putting it off on that. That's the dissociation that she keeps creating between herself and this person of the past. It's like you can be a new person, you can move on. There's nothing wrong with that, but you also have to own what you did, and you also have to know that that is you. That is you. You did do that. And you can't change that. You can't just wish that away. You can't just erase it from your mind. It is the reality. I guess she's sober now, and she hasn't used substance in 4 years. So tell me, where was Gypsy Rose getting something? If she was lifted on this stuff, where was she getting it from? How did this dude get it to her? How often did she do it? Like I'm very curious. If she wants to come out and talk about that and think that that's some type of excuse or like an added detail that she needed to put in there, I want to know what it was then. How? How long was the affliction for? How long was it before? You know what I mean? Like, how long was she doing that? Because from the timeline, it sounds like there wasn't much time for that to happen. So it sounds like either it was new to her or what? Genuinely, just like spitballing from my brain piece, but like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It sounds like she had enough time to come up with all these conclusions of how else things could have went or how else the blame doesn't have to be on her because it's always on Nick, right? It's on them, not Gypsy. And then she dissociates herself further by saying, I'm not that person, da da da. Oh, no, 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 ma'am. That's not how we heal, okay? I know that's rough, but it's the truth. Like, you gotta own that ish. You gotta know that that was you. Like, you can't just, again, you can't just wish it away. What happened, happened. And there's no magic thing that's gonna end that or stop that from what it is. And if you really wanna help those with mental health, the approach that you're taking is obviously not the right route, you know? If you really care to help others, then you might want to consider how you're putting yourself out there to others. You know? Just a thought. I don't know. I really do hope that there's someone around her that can guide her and just be good to her. And, like, I know that they don't have to baby her. Nobody needs to baby them. You know, they're grown. They are grown. They are adult. They got to handle this business now. They got to adult in the real world. They got to sort it out. They did their time. They're worthy of being out. That's what the the system says. So it's just curious. It is all very curious. And it's like I don't want to watch another train wreck. I don't want to see that happen. I really do believe everyone loves the success story. Everyone wants to see a really good comeback. So let's really hope that, Gypsy takes that route of not thinking that they're, on the rise, but really they're just tail spinning downwards and they don't realize it. Like they think they're pulling up, but really it's just no good, right? We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. I really do hope. And so this circumstance is tricky. The whole ordeal is really tricky. And I understand why so many people feel some type of connection to it or want to discuss it. But my suggestion would be to not praise this person like a celebrity or an icon or an idol because they're not. What they did is what they did. And that is not something that we as a society should praise, We shouldn't be looking towards people like that for inspiration or wisdom or you guys know I'm always trying to put it so kindly, like delicate as I can, but they're not the first person I would go to for advice or any of that, okay? I do wish them the best. I do hope that they get the proper help they need. I hope that someone in their life loves them to help them guide them. And maybe just, think more. Take a moment, take a breath. Like, don't just let your impulses guide you. I know it's hard not to. I know there's a lot of temptations out in this world, especially now. Things are a bit wild. But more than ever, if Gypsy Rose could really, try, right, and reel it in and just be a better person each day, it could pan out way better and they could live on that money forever rather than being in the spotlight for a moment and then having the world tear them apart. I don't want to see that. Nobody should want to see that. It's tough. People build people up to tear them down, and this is not someone that should be built up to tear it down anyhow, right? It's a really interesting circumstance, and I do want to know, what do you guys think? I so appreciate you guys coming back today and hanging out and being good about the terrible audio yesterday. What do you guys think of the artwork? I think it's really coming along well. Let's do a little bit more on the bottom, and then I'll let you guys get going because your girl is starving. I'm hungry. And then I should be doing another stream on Whatnot tonight, around 8 or 9. So don't be shy. Like, you can come hang out there too. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's like a place where I can sell my artwork and my merch that I make by hand with love for you. It's all very affordable. It's all really unique. And there's also jewelry and clothing. It's just a really fun time. And people can bid against each other, and it's like eBay and Etsy. It's just neat and it's unique. And it's fun. Yeah, so if you want to see any of my artwork, if you want to check any of that out, don't be shy. It's Dame Bonbon Daisy under the same name. And don't worry, because I'll be back soon to work on this painting some more and discuss more of the Gypsy Rose updates, because I'm concerned, y'all, as a mother, as someone that would be, like, look at her as like a friend, a buddy. I would be like, girl, so you're well, that's all. Like, from the bottom of my heart, you just be careful. And same with you guys, enter this new year knowing that you can change things for the better for yourself, and it doesn't have to be complicated or stressful. It can just be, right? I hope that makes sense. But I'm gonna let you guys get going. TikTok, you've got to go first, but I adore you so much. And seriously, thank you guys for all the likes, the hearts, and all the silly little things that pop up. It really means a lot. And I'm just so grateful every day for this platform. So don't ever doubt that, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. And maybe I'll see you over on Whatnot, okay? Bye, guys. Now that they're gone, YouTube, my true home. No, TikTok, They know. This is my home. Listen, YouTube, I love you. Of course, you know this. More than anything, this is my home. This is where I started. This is like, I really see YouTube as the beginning of it all. So again, I'm so grateful. I'm so humbled all the time. I hope that you have the best of New Year. I hope you had a really great holidays. And just know that for this New Year, I really do plan on just giving it my all, doing the most with my channel. And that means more drawing and painting and fun things like that. So I hope you appreciate that. And if not, just watch the stuff that you do enjoy, okay? But do stay safe. Have a wonderful day. And check out this amazing dress real quick one more time. I need shoes to go with this, y'all. Wait. Like, bada boom. No way. Shut up. I'm not putting them on. You guys know I will fall on my face. But I will see you again soon. Yeah, those are all goodies. So check it out if you guys haven't seen the Whatnot, okay? Bye, guys. Bye.